what's the biggest difference between these Salesforce attacks and other SaaS attacks that are like outside the network, and then on the other hand on these like more network targeted attacks?
Well, I think what's quite important to note actually is there isn't an awful lot of difference between a Salesforce attack but also another SaaS service, because attackers don't really care. All they care about is whether there is a high concentration of sensitive data. Now, Salesforce is really attractive for that reason because there is such a high concentration. But if they have a lot of compromised identities, they can target, Salesforce and a host of other kind of SaaS services. With kind of on-premise attacks, threat actors are kind of moving away from this in the ransomware space. We see more and more. And the reason is because there's more opportunity for us to catch them. Like, we have endpoint detection products, and we have kind of antivirus products and EPP products that we can use, and EDRs, I should say, actually, that we can use to detect their behavior on a network. Now, if Salesforce is off the network, we don't always have a product on Salesforce that we can use to detect.
Yes, so there's less visibility, there's no an inspection, at least on the same level as in the networks and in the endpoints. Like, considering now this type of way that Salesforce, for example, is exploited, is this a new attacker playbook in your opinion or in your view?
It's not really, and I'll kind of explain why. I think one of the use cases I'd like to draw, or one of the threats maybe that we follow in WithSecure and of course, every other cybersecurity company, frankly, particularly in the UK at the moment, is Scattered Spider. Now, they are particularly prominent in the public consciousness in the UK at the moment because they were the ones reported to be behind the attacks on Marks and Spencer and Co-op food, which has been a kind of a really visible sign of the impact that could come from a compromise of a computer network. Now, there are differences, and in these cases, the threat actor known as Scattered Spider, or thought to be, weren't compromising Salesforce per se, but the techniques and tactics that they employed when compromising Marks and Spencer's and Co-op are techniques and tactics employed by threat actors that probably overlap with Scattered Spider to a big extent, that do target Salesforce. And this is kind of targeting humans and the individuals who run the systems.
In a way, exploit the human error there.
So it's worth kind of noting that the human error is always, or almost always, the biggest weak link in any kind of cybersecurity environment.